Jordan Love also didn't get his 5th year picked up, but got a contract
I think that was pretty
extension.
fair.
So he got a money move.
Right.
Mulugeta got him and the Packers to agree to a deal in which pretty much what the guarantee would be for his 5th-year option with how much he played. I assume it has to be playing. Has for playing time for the Herbert and Tua thing being in there. So Jordan's, who knows what his would be, 5th-year option. He was drafted 26.
Yeah.
26th overall. Hasn't played much. Who knows?
Hasn't played a fucking down.
No, yes. Remember?
He had a game.
Threw a couple touchdowns.
Christian Watson.
This is crazy.
Slant. Hey, Darius Slay said, you know what he looked like back there? I don't want to say anything.
Look a little bit like Roger.
So the boy was spinning.
That's what he said. So anyways, Mulugeta got a money up front, I think.
Yes.
And it's a 2-year deal.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Mulugeta.
because he was only going to
Well, we don't know because we were trying to figure this deal out yesterday.
He was only going to get $2.3 million, and now they guaranteed him $13.5, and it's just like
it's a $6 million wager for a $2 million potential bonus.
Exactly, and it's one of those things where if he is the guy this year, then they'll rework a deal and he'll be the guy moving forward. But I think it's for both of them because it's like if Jordan Love isn't the guy, then the Packers are going to end up just cutting bait with him and probably moving on
after this year.
And also for him, it's like his next contract looks vastly different for a first-round pick. So I think it's fair for both guys when they still they believe in him. They've seen what he can do, obviously, and they felt good enough about him to get rid of Rodgers. But it kind of just gives both the Packers and him a little sense of security, I think.
As soon as I heard it,
and it also is very helpful for their cap as well.
Okay, good news. So it's a smart play for the Packers side. From the Jordan Love side, immediately upon reading it, and not as I'm reading it, and I go, what's the 5th-year option for you? We just saw Justin Herbert's $29.5 million or something.
Yeah, it's a ton.
Now, granted, he's 6th overall pick versus 26 overall, but with the way money is in this whole thing, that contract would be big. So then you start diving into it. It's literally just a little bit of a wager of a couple million to get a bonus of $2 million, but it is money up front right now that potentially could never come if he stinks this year.
Exactly.
So, and then I heard Mulugeta was negotiating it. I'm like, it's a good deal.
Yeah, he's not screwing him over.
If Mulugeta likes the deal, we like. There's no reason for us to say it. So congrats to Jordan and to the Packers for seemingly doing the right thing here for both parties.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good deal. That's good. That's good start to the, hey, let's do business together. That is a quarterback and GM in the new era in Green Bay. And I'm happy for him.
I think a lot of people were trying to kind of poke holes in this and say oh, either this is bullshit for Jordan Love or why would the Packers do this? But when you look at it, most of the fans I saw on Twitter too, I really do think this benefits him and it benefits the Packers. It kind of just ends there. It's good for both sides, and now we'll see what he can do.
I am pretty pumped to see the new era of the Green Bay Packers.
Me too.
Because Aaron comes on yesterday, surprise. Shout out Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Happy birthday. That was cool. From a hotel.
It was sweet.
Sweet hotel.
Yeah, he looked like he had the nice room there.
Top floor.
Everything he said, though, everything he said, I seen Packers people quote tweet, share it to their people or whatever. Not everything, but most things. And not every person did this, but people certainly did. Happy this guy isn't our problem anymore. A lot of that whole thought. I hope the Packers go on to have success. After talking to Aaron yesterday, I mean, he was
giddy.
He's in a great place, it feels like.
Yeah, dude. I think that's going to work over there.
Absolutely.
I think it is going to work over there, especially with him saying, I think I can throw the ball till I'm 60. He has heard people say he's old.
Yeah.
So he is finally, I think, everybody else kind of talks shit about the way he throws the ball. We do, because what the fuck he does with the football is absolutely absurd. I mean, wait till Jets training camp. They're going to have the Nets over there in New York.
Yep.
Exactly.
You think it's going to be a little different reaction whenever it's in the tri-state area with how many motherfuckers are over there versus Green Bay? Now, the internet is always going to react how it's going to react. That's going to be local news everywhere.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers just dropped a 45-yard bomb into a net or whatever. He does that normally right out of his sleep. He's in the offseason, and then he just comes in, and he just starts throwing dimes everywhere. That's why every human that's ever played has said, the way Aaron throws a football is just bananas. Then people start saying, was a future first potentially worth it for a 39-year-old quarterback? What are you saying there? You're saying he can't throw anymore? You're saying he can't? Is that what people are saying? 39-year-old. So the fact that that's in there, you're saying this dude's washed. He's old. So you think he's deteriorated a little bit? I think he has heard that. I think he has heard that loud and clear. And I think there's a chance, because he's throwing balls in May.
Yeah.
From what we've potentially been told, this is not a throw month normally for Aaron. There's like a whole process of how he works up his arm, and he talked about the COVID training camp and everything like that. This dude throws the ball on a fucking dot with that offense, with how many weapons they have and the run game that they potentially have, and how pissed off he seems to be. So that means he's going to be more focused, more bought in, more everything. Not that he wasn't before. The guy just won 2 fucking MVPs.
Right.
You don't think he's studying all day, every day to win MVPs? Yes, he's clearly doing that.
People were poking holes in the Jordan Love deal, both on his side and on the Packers side. I think a lot of Packers fans thought that it seemed like a pretty fair deal both ways, just considering they still don't really know what they've got with him. In terms of like league circles and people you talk to, what was kind of the consensus on that? And also, we were talking about the 5th-year options earlier, and I don't know if it's like because he's made a Pro Bowl or like playing time or whatever, but why is Justin Herbert making like $7 million more than Tua when he was drafted behind him?
One behind him.
Yeah.
So they changed the way the 5th-year. I'm going to screw this up, but they changed the way the 5th-year option was calculated a couple of years ago. And I believe that Pro Bowls or All Pro does actually affect. It used to be just the draft slot, but like the reality is like Jordan Love shouldn't, like a quarterback shouldn't have the same 5th-year option as a running back, even though they're a couple. So they changed the way they're calculated. I believe now it's based on an average of a certain number of highly paid players at your position, and it can be changed based on if you make the Pro Bowl or are an All-Pro. So I think that's why the number is different.
Is it playing time or playing percentage that could be added in there as well? Or is it just strictly like awards incentives, you think?
I think it's mostly just awards and performance rather than play time.
Got it.
The other
won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
So that probably adds in there.
And has been a Pro Bowler, right?
And they made the playoff.
Yeah.
Yep. But so did
anyway,
Tua.
so
I found Pro Bowl.
Hold on, we got the information. Sorry, you led us to the proper answer. Tell me what is
actual facts.
Okay, so Pro Bowl is definitely one of them in there because it has the chart. Playing time also is in there for it's 75% or greater in 2 of their first 3 seasons of snaps, an average of 75% or greater over all 3 seasons.
There it is.
So it's playing time, Pro Bowl, multiple Pro Bowls.
All right, sweet. Okay, so we got there. Good for us.
Both
Nice.
Good show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you were implying that I would not have been able to be right, but happy that I was because we cleared it up because nobody understood it whenever it came up. Because, like, Tua drafted ahead, you think he would get rewarded.
Exactly.
With the 5th-year option because that's how every other contract is. I like that there's been enough conversation in change. It's like, you think just because he was drafted ahead 5 years ago, he should get the same amount? That seems smart. That seems like progression. For the guys that didn't get him, what do you think that means? Like, hey, see you later? Or everybody's contract years?
There's a lot of precedent for guys making a lot of money who didn't get 5th-year options. I mean, like Corey Davis is just, I was thinking of the Jets. Corey Davis is one. He got his 5th-year option declined and then cashed in big with the Jets. I think Bruce Irvin was the first one I remember. Because, as like, people who follow this, you're like, oh man, like the guy didn't get his 5th-year option picked up. Obviously, it means whatever. Like players can turn this into a very, very good thing. They get to be a free agent a year earlier. So like if you're like, and that's why the Jordan Love one, just to go back to that, was so interesting because had the Packers say, you know what, we're just going to decline, the options were he's free or the franchise tag. So the actual contract, it was much discussed. It was very interesting. And I'm having a hard time figuring out who won, which probably means it was a good compromise.
I think so.
But, it was – so basically for Jordan Love, he gets to make more money than he's ever made in his career, but he gives up a year of – probably wasn't going to be free, but gives up the franchise tag. His money that he can make is less than the franchise tag. However, if something bad happens and either he plays not good enough or he gets injured, he gets to make, I think it was $13.5 million. Mm-hmm. So – he protected his downside, probably limited his upside. But if he's really good, then they're going to
renegotiate a deal. If he does really good, they're going to renegotiate a deal and not let him go into his final year of his contract if they see something for the future, anyways, right? So you kind of
that would be the hope. That'd be the hope. But the Packers sometimes wait to do it the December before
new Packers,
right when you're about to be free.
This is new Packers. This is brand new Packers. Yeah. Whole new era. Everybody can do stuff different. Quarterbacks at OTAs. in New York, New Jersey, out there. You got Jordan Love. I mean, we got, hey, whole new era. Who knows what's up? Just like the Pittsburgh Steelers being very different. Teams can change. I'll be excited to see what happens with Jordan Love. He gets $14 million now and maybe a long-term deal at the end of the year. Might be able to have your cake, eat it too.